Containment Freeze, Thought Not Seer, Reality
Fauna
Smasher.
White, Eldrazi beatdowns.
Nice. Can that be our WWW?
Just let Jarvis, you tell stories between rounds. All right, between
God.
this round, it's going to be only Jarvis talking.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Non-stop old school Pro Tour stories.
Okay.
Nice.
So
This looks like
Alright,
regular
so-
colorless Eldrazi.
Sorry guys, this is against my moral imperatives. What
against
the?
Merfolk.
Whoa. Okay, that's incredible.
So this is an interesting matchup.
All right.
Mostly because I've never seen it happen in person before. Eldrazi's mostly displaced all the other decks that play Chalice of the Void.
Right.
So this will be very interesting to watch. I have to feel like Eldrazi's favorite just because their creatures are bigger.
Island Walk is not relevant in this matchup.
Island Walk's not relevant either.
Ooh, a turn 2 Thought Not Seer. It's getting forced.
Okay, very cool.
Now, if Merfolk can follow up with a Wasteland on the eye, that could be really strong, but I don't know what he has in hand.
And what did he pitch? We didn't get to see.
Good.
That's fine. We'll find out shortly. All right, so that's the Mutavault. All right, so we'll go at it. Dude, this guy's Merfolk is all foil, so yeah, we know. Did he? Okay, never mind.
The thing about Legacy is the cards are pretty expensive, but if you really fall in love with the deck, you can just go all in.
Right. So we have Smasher, Spirit Guide,
Ulamog.
Mimic.
I think we're gonna see a Smasher this turn.
Yep, that sounds about right. So 2, 3 mana. Yep, Smasher.
And
Eat.
actually, typically Merfolk doesn't play Days anymore, so it looks like it's
Right.
resolving.
Now the cool thing is,
Even if the guy had days, we just pay with Ayavugan.
Yep.
Off our board.
Oh, good point.
that Phantasmal image is looking pretty clean, though.
Ooh, but that's not a good Chalice of the Void in hand.
Yeah. I think that's probably going to be the first card that comes out.
We might just image Smasher and...
I
Can
like.
we race?
I
don't
like that he
know.
keeps looking at the
His
top
Smasher
card that he
hit first, so it's
draws.
gonna be hard to race.
Do you think this guy has like a Temporal Mastery or something like that in his deck?
Probably not.
That'd be hilarious if he did. I mean, he keeps doing like a Miracle Check kind of thing.
Interesting. So this matchup's all about racing, and so the question is, how do we race?
And the answer is a copy Smasher. Thing is...
What is his hand? Does he have like a Lord to follow up with or anything
He
like
does
that?
have a Lord in his hand.
That's it. I think maybe you keep your image to trade with his Smasher, and then you just get in with your 2/1.
Regardless, I think the Eldrazi guy has a Dismember in his hand, right?
Really? Okay, well that's gonna be a big game.
Right. There's a Mendelian Click.
Whoa, this is a bizarre build of...
Folk.
Ooh, another Smasher?
Oh no.
Does he have mana though? Either way, this number's gonna be good enough, I think.
I don't think he has the mana, but you just Dismember now. Pay 2 life.
Yep, so even...
Alright, so this should be good enough.
The Smasher has that weird discard a card, otherwise counter it.
Yep.
But the
But the
sacrifice-
Phantasmal image
Yeah,
also has the
sacrifice.
clause,
Right.
oh, get sacrificed.
So actually, Dismember did get countered, but we still managed to kill
Yes.
the image.
Yep.
Super sweet.
And you tap black to serve 2 life.
Yep.
If we're not going to do anything else, it's worth it. Also, we just tap Ayavugan.
I mean, racing is really very
Well, then
relevant.
you trade here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just so far behind.
I think that's the problem with this matchup. All of Merfolk's creatures are individually very small.
Right.
And all of the Eldrazi creatures are just
Very,
undercosted
very big.
and enormous.
Yeah, and I mean, even the quote-unquote Trump creature in this matchup, like True Name Nemesis,
Mhm.
just is a dog to Smasher.
Yeah,
It
'cause
is.
has trample. So yeah, I think like they're gonna need some good side.
This Chalice of the Void is not so good in this matchup.
Yeah.
They're gonna need some good sideboard cards. Like something like Sower of Temptation would be really good, but it's also a problem because it's a 4-drop, and the other deck is Thought Not Seer. So I would expect to see maybe Jite, but either way, it seems like it's gonna be enough for a battle.
Merfolk guy could trade Mutavault and Lord of Valentis here.
Mm-hmm. Also, Eldrazi player
I
can
think-
cast a second Smasher, though.
Uh-huh.
You use
does
the
he have
Eye of
another?
Lucan to float black, play the second one, then use Spirit Guide.
That doesn't work.
You need a colorless.
You need a colorless mana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eye does not reduce by that. People have tried to do that forever. It does not work.
Nice. Here we go, Anuraag, making mistakes. Very
So-
clearly, I don't play Eldrazi.
So actually, the Mutavault Lord double block was enough to hold Hada back for one turn at least.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's very good news for him.
so it looks like Hada's gonna go for an end step click.
Yep. Or block the
Or a
smash.
draw step click.
Or a draw step click. Yeah,
I don't
either
think
one.
it actually matters when you cast it here, and you'd prefer to draw it. Cast a draw step then.
Yeah.
Well, no, but if you cast a draw step, you're probably trading click and Lord. I guess
Ooh,
it's okay.
that was an Eldrazi temple off the top.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah, this is the very specific reason why draw step click may have been a bit better.
So
Sure.
you knew he was just wanted to draw colorless lands, so that meant it was likely he had an expensive guy in hand.
Right.
Mhm. Given that he did nothing last turn.
Oh. So now we
And then
basically
we just trade,
Yeah.
and then we go to 4, and we have like no board and 2 lands
Right.
over.
probably.
I hope we have a backup match this time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really short.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a short?
And so he takes 5.
Yep. I think Vile is also not great in this matchup because it's really slow. But it
Well-
does let you use all of your wastelands really aggressively.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Ooh, that's another image off the top. That might
Ooh.
actually be good enough if the guy has nothing in hand.
but it's not like you. It's not like you would cut Vile in this matchup, though, right? Because
Right.
it's so integral to the like oppressive aspects of the Merfolk strategy,
Right.
like putting in 17 damage by turn 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever.
So there's some interesting choices now.
So he
1,
has
2,
1, 2,
3,
4, 5, 6, 7 mana.
8, 9.
He's just short of Ulamog.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He only has 7. 8 if you play a second eye.
Oh, you're right. He has 8.
So if he draws another soul
no.
land, okay, so it's 1,
How much does Ulamog cost?
10
Okay, so he needs another
soul land,
yeah.
and then the turn after that he can do it because he has to float a mana from eye and then play a second eye.
Mm-hmm. Wait, doesn't he have 2 Spirit Guides in his hand?
Yeah,
Okay. Wait, I'm missing
I was
something.
already counting.
So it looks
for
like
that.
he's clicking now.
Okay.
Interesting.
This is on the draw step?
Yes.
Okay. I guess maybe he realized the mistake with the
The click before.
yeah, not necessarily the mistake, but he realized that he could have potentially clicked the second smasher away,
Yep.
and is now doing it out of quote unquote fear, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Possible.
And I mean, I like that. I like that. You know, even if that was just an objectively a mistake, not doing it the first time, that he's willing to pick it up and say, you know what, all right, this is actually pretty important. I'm not gonna,
Oh, he's debating clicking himself, and he actually just goes ahead and does
Okay,
that.
yeah, that's pretty good too, actually.
Huh.
Then the draw step is probably
The wrong time to do it.
Right.
Sure, but he caught
whatever.
himself. He's like, actually, you know what? I just need to kill you and hope you brick on a couple turns.
Wonder what the Eldrazi guy drew this turn. It's hard to tell.
I think it was a mimic.
What was moving?
Wow, Phantasmal Image is pulling its weight there. And if he gets to untap, then you have Click and Mutavault to block.
Looks like he's putting in a Lord. He's
Okay.
definitely swinging with the click.
Right, now that you have the Lord, I think it's better. It's not bad to swing with the Click.
Yeah, he would be able to swing with the Mutavault too if the other person was playing a blue deck. But that won't work here.
Right, so he's debating on taking up or not, and he chooses to keep it at 2. Ooh, another Mutavault. Well, did he draw
He
the
drew
chalice?
another chalice too.
Okay, yeah. At some point, I think we play the chalice though, right?
Oh, interesting. So you can go on the offensive too with his Reality Smasher. So actually, seems the tables have turned somewhat. Just because these manlands are very good. They're 2
Right.
3/3s. 2 of them, one of them could just trade up for the
Yeah.
Smasher. So yeah.
Wow. My, how the mighty have fallen.
I mean, but the Eldrazi player did brick for 3 turns.
Right. But and I
Yeah.
mean, this is what you need to happen in the Merfolk seat. You part of your game plan is I need my opponent to whiff, and you just play assuming that they will. If that's the slim chance you have that they're going to win.
Definitely didn't see this comeback at all. I mean, he had to have the Phantasmal Image off the top right when he did, and then things have been going well for him. But yeah,
Right.
this is great to see like such a comeback.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't say it is exactly a comeback until the game is over because
Sure.
Eldrazi, Hata is so close to just casting that Ulamog.
Well, he's still a couple turns though.
Well,
Ooh,
he
Ancient
finds
too.
all land, but he can't do it
So
this turn.
he can't do it this turn, but next turn we can cast an Ulamog and probably kill 2 creatures.
Yeah.
is that too slow though? What if next
No,
turn?
next turn you can just trade.
Yeah, we just start blocking.
Yeah.
we block.
We block Smasher on Smasher, or I mean, there's definitely a good block.
I mean, even if you block the strongest creatures, you're taking 8 going down to 2.
He thinks he can cast it. So did we do the math wrong?
I'm
1,
pretty sure we
2,
did.
3, 4, 5,
6,
6,
7.
7, 8,
Oh.
9.
Yeah.
One,
Am I looking at this correctly?
1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
right.
Oh, so we were wrong.
Okay.
It was you were right the first time. You said it was 9, and that's
Yeah.
what we were at.
Huh.
Ooh.
Well, that's a good Ulamog.
a very good Ulamog, yeah. So he drew
So
the
it
Ancient
gets
Tomb right into
plus
it.
10 plus 10. So he has to jump the Mimic, so he's
For
dead
sure.
on board. Unless
No.
he has something. Wow.
That's just disgusting. Wow.
Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. On time.
Legacy 2016, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, look how high his deck is stacked up. Do you think he's triple sleeving?
Maybe.
Eh?
The old triple sleeve.
Like the highest I've seen a Mimic ever go is like 7/7 off an endless one. This is the first time I've seen a 10/10.
10-10 Mimic.
Yeah,
it's pretty
that,
nice.
that sets a record in my book. I'm just glad that it wasn't attacking me, you know?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that deck is.
I think Ulamog's
triple
probably
sleeve.
coming out though.
Yeah, that does not
This
seem like a
matchup's
card.
all about tempo.
Yeah.
It just happened to be good there because there was a forced 2-for-1 earlier from the Smasher.
Mm-hmm.
So then that slowed the guy down enough for the Ulamog to be cast, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ratchet. So actually, let's talk about sideboard options and what we might expect to see from both sides. Now, I can't claim to be a miracles. I can't claim to be a miracles expert. That's true. But I also can't claim to be a Merfolk or an Eldrazi expert. Maybe you guys can give some input on what you think might come in.
Yeah, so we'll see what they have. I mean, Eldrazi has maybe a little bit more removal on the board.
Mhm.
Like you mentioned, Ratchet Bomb, maybe another Dismember. So
Sometimes they have Always Dust as well.
Okay, that'd be pretty good.
all his dust in this matchup
it's-
is really good.
it's really
It costs 7.
It's kind of expensive, but if you cast it and it resolves, it will kill all of the creatures
Yeah.
one-sided, which
Yeah.
is good.
Ivugin
yeah.
does reduce the cost of all his dust, correct?
Yes.
All right, and Eldrazi Temple can also act as a
Yes.
soul land for all his dust,
Yes.
correct? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay, well, we know the first card that's going to come out on both sides is probably Chalice of the Void.
Void.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that card.
Yeah, so I guess if you're taking out Chalice, you're taking out Ulamog, you can maybe take out some mana, but maybe not because you're just really trying to get ahead first.
Yeah. I would
but
rather-
either way, I think
Yeah.
all his dust seems fine.
I feel like if a player stumbles in this sort of matchup where it's important to just constantly be jamming one thread after another, then you can afford to maybe die down, or slow down a little bit on the pressure. But it's really important to have that early aggression, and not having enough lands to support that constant flow of threats is just one of the easiest ways to concede a game.
And as far as what Merfolk has, I think they typically play back to basics, so that's another really strong card.
Back to base is
Yeah.
extremely potent in this matchup.
Yeah.
Okay. That seems pretty interesting in a deck that has, caverns and mutavaults. Back to basics.
Right. So they don't always have it, but I mean I would expect it if they had it.
Now, I can justify that. There's always an argument for why it would be okay, and in this situation, I think Back to Basics is still considered like an asymmetric effect, where it's hurting the Eldrazi player far more than it's hurting the Merfolk player, especially since the Merfolk player will probably have like Aether Vial to sort of forego the cost of the spells that he's trying to cast or get into play.
Okay, so I just saw a Coercive Portal, which I don't think this is the matchup for it, but it looks like he chose to leave it in anyways.
Okay.
Because again, as we've been talking, it seems like this matchup's all about getting on board quickly. In any sort of board stall, the Coercive Portal will just win him the game.
Right.
So-
Yeah. Just like we saw, if he had Coercive Portal
Yeah.
there, I think turns earlier, this
Sure.
match, the game would have been over.
I think it's possible that this Merfolk list doesn't have Wasteland.
I was thinking that as well.
A lot of the Merfolk lists cut Wasteland to play Cavern ×4,
Which
and it also improves your mana base.
It improves your mana base exponentially. Like,
Yeah.
Merfolk has so many double blue spells,
Yep.
and it has to play 4 Mutavaults because they're just so good with the lords.
Right.
So I think there's actually a chance he doesn't have Wasteland, which actually I think hurts him this
In this
matchup.
matchup.
Because Wasteland is so good versus the deck that's dependent on all of its lands for tapping for 2.
Mhm.
I wouldn't know. I've never cast Wasteland against Eldrazi.
Well, casting a Wasteland is definitely difficult.
That's true. Got him. I like how Jarvis just like snap fired that. Just like didn't even take a second to breathe.
Quick
Punish
Roar
game
says a lot of Merfolk lists have been cutting Wasteland for Chalice of the Void.
Okay.
Yeah.
That also makes sense.
All right. So both players are going to Mulligan.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're mulliganing aggressively. You really want to get out on board, play a creature at least on turn 1 and 2 if you can.
Gosh.
Both of them more triple or quadruple sleeved?
I don't know. Good question. Do you think they're both college students?
Could be.
Possible.
Possibly.
It was free for them to enter this tournament if they
Yeah.
were both college.
Yeah.
They also look relatively young.
That's a pretty big game. I actually like that Saito's thing. I don't know if that's like Saito's decision or if there's like a
I think it's probably Saito's decision.
like a higher
Plus,
presence.
it
but-
also buys them a lot of credibility in the Japanese Magic community to
Mhm.
maybe make them do a shop.
Yeah, I like that.
It
I think
already is the biggest shop, I think.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I think that's something that we should maybe hear. Just
Even a lot of US players too are like using like Haruya gear and sleeves.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, it's cool.
I don't really like their sleeves, I think. They kind of break easily, but,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Um,
All those mass-produced sleeves break sort of easily.
Well, it's.
That's-
I used to like KMC sleeves a lot, and I believe Haruya sleeves are created or distributed by KMC. Correct me if I'm
Oh.
wrong.
Yeah, so you could still get high quality sleeves.
But-
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
that's the
guess.
case though.
I really think that just like in the past year or whenever Dragon Shield moved their factory to Germany, there's like the quality of those sleeves went up so much that I am outside of like KMC Hypermat Premium.
Ooh, so we see an all as dust.
Yep, but
Like
he has no
predicted.
creatures other than Simian Spirit Guide.
Right.
Is that Harbinger of the
Oh, it
Tide?
looks like both players ended up keeping here. Harbinger is excellent in this matchup.
Yeah, that's the exact type of card you want.
Right. I mean, if you can, if being able to violin Harbinger, that's the primary way to still
Is
access.
that a
the
Ratchet
effect.
Bomb as well?
Even not viling it in is acceptable.
That's a Ratchet Bomb, right? Top card?
It could be. I'm not
Oh.
sure. I can't see.
It looks like the Eldrazi player is almost taking the control role with Curse,
Yeah.
Portal, Ratchet Bomb
It makes sense if you think
on the draw.
you just win every late game because of your bigger creatures. That looks like a Ratchet Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So both Ratchet Bomb and All Is Dust cards we suggested that he could potentially have.
Are there?
Yep.
All right. So that's gonna resolve.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the Merfolk player has. What does Mizuki have to beat this Ratchet Bomb? Is it possible for him to just like kill, Hata before the Ratchet Bomb is?
It is
relevant?
possible, but I don't
I don't know about
think
before, but
it.
I think you can certainly play two things into it. Ooh, this is not a good turn 2 or turn
Or
3.
3. Yeah, if we had
I mean,
back
it's-
to basics in our sideboard, that would be the ideal turn for it.
Right.
Because it kills both of his lands and probably forces him to get Ratchet Bomb up
Oh,
to.
he's gonna click. Oh, so that's okay.
Oh wow.
Okay, so we curved a 2 into a 3 drop.
That's very
good.
Yeah. And now the threat density is it's relevant such that Ratchet Bomb is not gonna
Okay, so we see the All Is Dust.
He's actually very close to
1,
casting it.
2,
So I think he's
3,
just
4,
gonna,
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
So we probably should just take All Is Dust if we don't have force for it.
yeah for sure. I like that a lot.
And of note, the only real threat in his hand is Eldrazi Mimic.
Which is
Yeah.
barely a threat.
Yeah.
What are you
I
talking
wonder-
about? He's got the
Well, I actually wonder if one of the caverns named Ape.
I think so too. Yeah, I was just
Ape
gonna
or
say,
Spirit.
We've
You can
got-
name Spirit as well because it is
Oh, yeah.
Ape Spirit.
That is true. I was gonna say we might be in luck for some Spirit Guide Stompy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the most meta of decks.
So it's funny in the Pro Tour where Eldrazi was the breakout deck.
Mm-hmm.
There was the colorless version of Eldrazi, and they played a mirror versus the blue-red version.
Yeah.
And every cavern named Ape because all of their other lands already cast all of the Eldrazi.
Nice. That's crazy.
So it's a nice shout out.
Ooh, he drew Ulamog.
Ooh, I'm
Okay.
surprised he left in Ulamog, but
Yeah.
I think,
He might get to it this game.
Well, if he's
His hand
playing
is
the
just all
control,
mana.
but that's still really slow, and I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, it is slow, but it is a good control card, right?
Yeah. If you survive to it and you cast it versus Merfolk, killing 2 of their creatures, it's quite good.
Right. I don't know if the Exile 20 is going to be relevant, but
I mean, I think if you cast it, you're probably winning the next.
Right. So,
or you were too far behind.
1, 2, 3,
Caracas.
4. Okay, so the All Is Dust is gone.
Which isn't.
Wait, is that a Venser in the guy's hand as well?
Oh, is it? Oh, it is.
Wow.
Whoa!
All right,
He has a kind of a sweet version of Merfolk.
Yeah.
It's like
it's legendary Merfolk.
You mean legendary Merfolk?
Legendary Merfolk.
Sure.
Legendary Merfolk.
Okay, so he's gonna chump.
Yeah.
And go ahead and just take 6 here.
Yeah.
So for the next turn, he's gonna lose both of his lords.
Right.
So wait. Oh, the guy had another lord. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So the Eldrazi player is up to 8 mana. So he needs another Sol land for the Ulamog.
Alright.
So I think this turn he probably cast an endless one. You
For
want it
4.
to be bigger.
For 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah, 4 or 5. 5 would.
Well, the problem with doing it for 5.
You take 2 off the Ancient Tomb.
Oh, so he's taking.
He's doing it for 6, I guess.
Now, what's crazy is he doesn't know about the Venser. Venser can come down and just bounce it back to the hand.
Is that going to be game?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
9.
No,
7,
we have
8, 9.
We have the Ratchet Bomb though.
Oh,
we
yeah,
also have the Ratchet Bomb.
Yeah, okay.
So this is good.
Right. I was actually hoping that the Venser would come and bounce a land so that the Ulamog can't get cast anytime soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because another.
I don't know that Ulamog even gets him out of the situation, right?
The Crocus exists.
Okay, so he
gets
to kill both the lords. Yeah, I don't know.
So you main phase the Venser, the bounces, then you swing in for 3, puts him down to 7. Also,
I don't know if you use the Venser now though, because the lords aren't getting in. So
well, if you bounce the endless one and you attack with the click, he's dead next turn, right? 3 + 2 + 2 + 3.
But how are
you're
we
getting
clearing
in for 3
up?
anyways?
How are we
going
to?
You're not getting in for any more than 3.
The other question is, how do we re-clear out the
Ulamog if it gets cast?
The endless one.
No, we bounce it with the Venser.
So you want to do an end step.
Oh, then it gets cast.
You want to do it on the Hada's end step because he doesn't know about the Ulamog.
So the guy's just attacking with both of his 2s because he's like, yeah, they're gonna get Ratchet Bombed anyways.
Right.
So this is fine.
Now Hada's considering potentially taking an additional 3 here, but I think he's probably just gonna pull the trigger.
Your Ancient Tomb is too relevant.
Yep. Taking 6 damage is so much when we're at 10.
Yeah, you go to 4 and you only get 1 activation. I think he's priced into blowing up the bomb.
This is a pretty good game.
It's been surprisingly good.
This is not your average Legacy matchup. So
this is a more modern.
So what do you think? He can also go for the click on his draw step too.
That is true. He can.
He could.
We'll
I don't think he's going to do that.
He's going for the Venser. It looks like.
Yep.
Venser on the end step, so then he can get in with the Mute Wall.
Yep. This only backfires if we get Ulamog this turn, I think. Ooh, there's a Force and a Harbinger of the Tides as well. Interesting. That is.
So it's uncounterable.
But we can Venser it while it's on the stack.
That's true. We can Venser it.
This was a play that was made by Remy Fortier.
Nice.
When the guy Venser on Thought Knot Seer?
Yeah. No, Venser on Bosage Jude Enduring Ideal.
Okay. That's even better.
Yeah. It's the same idea.
Dang, and this is the first for me. The Eldrazi player asking for permission with the Cavern of Souls in play. That's great. That's a good feeling.
Yes.
All right. So
now he has to pass.
Right.
Yep.
We can still swing in for.
This guy has a really non-traditional Merfolk list.
Yeah, but
considering there are 2 wizards out that are not Merfolk.
So obviously things are going really well for the Merfolk player, but consider the fact that the Eldrazi player had a pretty horrible start. If you think about it,
both players mulliganed and both kept their 6 and both stride.
Right.
So I mean, we're seeing an upper end 6-card hand versus lower end 6-card.
Sure.
That'll happen.
Right. I actually, keeping the Ulamog in probably signals like a misevaluation of the role in the matchup. I think all his dust is fine because it helps with racing and stuff like that. Ulamog, on the other hand, is a little bit trickier.
Also, now we have Caracas Vencer, a traditional Joe Lisette
Yeah,
trick
I
machine.
think that's gonna be enough.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Right, because it even I guess if he gets the mana for Ulamog, it could still be tricky. He needs the Sol Land given the 2 Spirit Guides.
I don't even think is Ulamog good enough.
So
Well,
we
Ulamog
have to
exile
go
the-
after Caracas.
We have to-
Oh, did he draw the
and-
Temple? He did.
Yeah. The problem is he taps it, goes to 2. The Caracas, I think, saves
The
whatever
Venser?
guy gets.
Oh yeah, so it's not good enough actually.
Yeah, so he's gonna tap out. We also Mizuki has a Forcible in his hand, so he can still. Oh no, he can't force the.
The Cavern.
Yeah, there's Cavern. Well, okay, I was gonna say if he could force that, then
He's trying to see if there's a way out. Nope.
Alright.
No way
Switch it
out.
up.
The Caracas plus Vencer was too good there.
nice.
As
That's just it's so weird hearing that.
Yep.
Yeah, and even now we can see Mizuki's like
So-
got him.
I have to think that these 2 players are X1.
Yeah.
So that means 9 and 1.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's still a very good
Yeah.
position to be in.
That was quite the game of Legacy that looked a lot more like a modern game, with a lot of creature combat
Yep.
and a lot of busted soul lands on one side.
What are creatures?
Those are those things you cast and then attack for.
Those are the
within
things
one
that die to
spoke.
1 mana. He doesn't really pay attention to any of them.
Yeah, I really don't. It's really bad. Sometimes I just like part of me. I've played so much Miracles that now that just like a lot of it's just autopilot, and sometimes I'm just like, all right, you've got a dude, whatever.
Oh,
It anyways.
It
or-
turns out the dude was way better than you thought it was. or
Yeah,
whatever.
like the first time Leopold got into play, I was like, oh, you mean I can't ignore this card? Darn it. But players are shuffling up for game 3 now. All right.
Ooh, all the other future matches are almost done.
Wow.
So
That's
this game.
crazy.
Well, no, I think those games actually took a while too. There was a lot of calculating of,
Sure.
you know.
And it's possible that
Combat
the
damage.
on-camera match started a little bit after the other ones
Mhm.
too. So,
Okay, well, what I said earlier though, I was hoping there's a backup because this is gonna end in like 10 minutes.
Right.
Turned out to be wrong, which is great.
yeah.
We still don't know if the Mono Blue deck has back to basics into it. But once I've seen a Caracas as well, it's
less
way
likely.
less likely.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate because it's still a really powerful weapon. If it had been cast multiple times that game, I think it would have just ended the game on the spot.
I agree with you.
Although he only had what? He had 2 islands, 3 islands.
Yeah, that's
But I guess
Yeah.
it doesn't matter,
doesn't matter if you just Armageddon your opponent.
right? For life. Pseudo.
Man, I'm so pumped to see what who the winner, what the top 8's gonna look. I bet one of the. I want to see that Merfolk player in the top 8 because I think this build is.
That build actually looks very interesting. Although I kind of wonder if you can just cut off the Merfolk and just play Mono Blue Wizards.
Riptide Laboratory.
Yes, Riptide Lab is extremely potent.
Yeah, and buy back
Snapcaster?
Snapcasters. Yeah.
Yes. I remember that. That was one of the best parts of playing Blue White Stoneblade.
Is Delver of Secrets a wizard?
Maybe.
Yeah. but
On
only
the-
the 1/1 side.
Nice.
Ooh, Eldrazi takes.
Ooh.
Ooh, back to basics!
Let's go, baby. We
Ooh,
got
This
and-
is a good hand.
That's a great hand.
Yeah.
Can
Is
never
that-
mulligan.
Is that turn 1 Aether Vial?
Turn 1
Yeah,
vial.
his
turn
vial,
2
vial.
Lord. Yeah.
2 islands, 2 vials, or no,
2 lords, 2 islands, 2 vials.
a back to basics. That's quite a good hand. It's also very Thought Not Seer proof.
Can I get a group vote on calling his hand Deuces?
Deuces,
Plus an ace.
Deuces over back.
I'll take whatever. I was happy
Deuces
with
over
Deuces.
B2B.
Deuces over B2B. Ooh, B2B. Woo! WWW.
Wait, you mean I can actually read what's going on now? Non-basic lands do not untap during. Dang it.
During Ratchet Bomb.
So Ratchet Bomb is one of his
Few answers.
really slow answers,
Right.
or he could somehow
Almost
have
Dust.
7 mana from Almost Dust.
Right.
Or Ulamog.
Yeah. So surprisingly, there's still some game on the Eldrazi player side, but he is gonna mulligan.
But a turn 2
6.
Thought Not Seer does eat the back to
Ooh,
basics.
Oblivion Sower.
And that is also a turn 2 Thought Not Seer.
Wow, his hand is quite good. It's a turn 3 Oblivion Sower if he wants it.
Turn 2 Thought Not, turn 3 Sower. I think he might
Yeah.
be able to just get it done here.
He's Mimic off Ayavugan.
Yeah.
So he plays I first because he would rather that get Wastelanded
Right.
than any
Wow.
other land. Even though it's really unlikely that guy has Wasteland in his deck, I think.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy for a mulligan to 6.
That's the power of the Eldrazi deck.
Mhm.
How many soul lands it gets to play.
That-
It gets to play so many soul lands.
Yeah, he's curving 2 into 4 into what?
Yes.
Solar is a 6/8, right?
So
It's
even-
a 5/8.
5/8. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, we forced the thought knot.
Okay, so that's big game.
Hey, all right, there we go. I'm not gonna lie, I do have a favorite.
Although the solar
that
is
I
going to
wanna
come
see
down. The solar's
It
going to
is.
come down before.
The solar's going to come down before Back to Basics arrives. So if he flips a bunch of islands, that might be good enough.
Okay.
Also,
Oh, that's I didn't even think of that. Because he
Yep.
has the eye out,
yep,
but he won't.
he'll be able to cast things like Oblivion Sower, or Endless Ones or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But he won't be able to cast most of his colorless, like pure colorless skies.
We're also not sure if Mizuki has drawn a 3rd land, right?
But Oblivion Sower by itself, you know,
Oh,
he's
we
going to be
play
going down to
Smasher
12.
first, though.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Well, that's better, I think. Faster clock.
It's better because it puts him at 7, which is dead next turn.
Yeah.
If we don't have anything, unless if he wants to block Mimic the next
So
turn.
here you see Merfolk has one of his absolute best cards, but just based on how bad this matchup is and how fast Eldrazi can be, it looks like he's still
Yeah,
back against the wall. He needs Phantasmal Image.
Or Harbinger of the Tides
Mhm.
would
Yep.
be excellent here. Yeah, the Back to Basics.
Oh,
one.
Harbinger of the Tides would win right here, I think. Okay,
Yeah.
so it looks like he's landing the Back to Basics, so no more spells. But can he deal with the Reality Smasher? I guess he has one more draw.
Yeah, we have to draw Image, I think. And that also requires Eldrazi to brick off
Image
a while.
or
No, I don't think Image is good enough, is it?
it trades with a Smasher, or
Oh,
Harbinger
yeah,
is
yeah,
also
yeah.
good enough. So he has one more
Yeah.
draw.
All right.
All right.
Moment of truth. My eyes are closed. Oh, you guys are so quiet. What? You didn't see what he drew? Okay.
I
What did
didn't
you
see
I think he's
Oh.
about to lay out his hand.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Unless.
Ooh,
Oh,
redraw!
it's a redraw! So
Beautiful.
Harbinger doesn't work anymore. Oh, actually no, it does.
No,
It
it still works.
It still works. But it looks like he didn't find it.
It
We're
was
doing-
always G-Tag.
We're doing the legendary tap tap
No,
tap tap.
he.
Oh.
It's a G-Tag.
That's enough to gain enough life.
Yes, that's enough to gain enough life. So
Yeah.
it buys him another turn.
And then
Wow.
the cavern doesn't untap, but it does buy him another turn, so he
Yeah.
buys him another draw.
We have to equip attack.
Yeah.
This is great.
Jeez.
Oh man.
This
Legacy.
guy.
Legacy.
Oh wait, no, it just came into play.
Oh,
it's not good enough.
So then we're dead.
Yeah,
we're
we're
dead. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, summoning sickness.
Yeah.
The guy's trying to bluff having something,
Yeah.
Sure.
and I'm pretty sure we just attack 100% of the time here.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Seeing if he can cast another spell, he just drew a City of Traders.
Yeah.
You got me.
You got me.
Just
my
keeping,
poker
keeping,
face was
Alright.
not good enough.
keeping you honest. And
The 6-card hand with a bunch of 2-mana lands.
Mhm.
that's gross.
Two mana lands are broken.
Yeah.
You know what? This is great because I am sitting on a lot of coercive portals. I don't typically spec, but I spec'd on a couple cards.
Nourishing Shoal.
Nourishing Shoal worked out wonderfully, but Coercive Portal has not panned out yet. But this guy's playing Coercive Portal, so I'm definitely rooting for him to
Well,
get to the
you want him
finals.
to have more portals in his deck if possible.
This is true. You know what card I spec'd on?
What?
Foil Treasure Cruises. You know what I did with my Foil Treasure Cruises?
What?
I sat on them.
Until they got banned. So smart, but yet so dumb.
Yeah. I was really lazy. I hate trading, and then I don't know. I don't even know if I still have them. They're just like a
Yeah.
memorabilia of dark times.
It's true. Mishra's Workshop laughs at 2-mana land. That's because Mishra's Workshop is even more broken.
Alright, but this deck was so sweet. I think finally, you know how we were talking about like we're just like running into all these like medium level decks.
Mhm.
I think we finally found the first like exciting. Like
That was an exciting matchup.
yeah. No, it's just like an
Blue-
exciting new deck or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? New deck.
I mean, that
Merfolk with
Look at how happy both these players are. Like
Yeah.
even the guy who's lost is like,
yeah.
pretty stoked to get a good feature match.
I think
Yeah.
that if I had to guess, both of these guys, this was their first camera feature match.
Could be.
Yeah, it is. You are correct. None of these players